beautiful July morning. I've been getting up early and getting out early. It's been really hot here in Western PA, and if I wait till the middle of the day to get out and do chores, it's just too hot. Even if I say the middle of the day, I mean like if I wait till 9 o'clock to get out and do the morning chores, it's way too hot. So I've been getting out at like 6 o'clock every morning, just trying to get an early crack on things. That way the heat's not scorching, especially because I'm doing a lot of work in the field right now. We have moved almost every animal out into the pasture, which is a really big step for us. And I was thinking back on the way we were farming last year and the year before to now, and how much we've grown and progressed. And I want to show you what we have set up in the field. But first, I just wanted to update y'all on ladybug situation. I have a video coming out very soon, which will be Ladybug's last video. Some of you have been wondering, what are you waiting for? We're waiting for having an area where we can process Ladybug and control the temperature, because we didn't want to have her meat spoil because of this hot summer heat. So the good news is we officially have a place that we can process Ladybug now. We've got a cool area here on the farm, and you're going to see that in an upcoming video. We've got a really nice butcher facility that we've set up, and you'll get to see how we built that and everything that went into that. So now that we have that space, we're just finalizing the last few things we need to be able to handle a big beef butcher day, and at that point we'll be ready to end Ladybug's story, and you'll see a video. We're gonna have the last video of Ladybug. It's not gonna include her death. It's gonna be a celebration of her life. If you would like to have your story shared in that video of how Ladybug inspired you, please email me, aust@thisishomesteady.com. You only have like another couple days to submit those, because that video will be coming out soon. Just if Ladybug's inspired you in any way, the whole point of this video is to focus on how she will live on. She's inspired so many people, so beyond this sad situation with Yoni's, Ladybug's story, her inspiration will live on through so many of you out there who started a family milk cow because of Ladybug. Of course, she'll live on here on this farm, her influence and how we do things in the future. So if you'd like to submit your story, aust@thisishomesteady.com. Email me your story, a couple paragraphs. If you want to film it and share a Google Drive, you know, in your Google Drive, share the video with me. I'll incorporate some of your video. If you want to do an Instagram post, you know, maybe do the hashtag, let's do hashtag for Ladybug. Do an Instagram post, hashtag for Ladybug, with a picture of your family milk cow or a picture of your homestead. I'd love to share as many as we can in that upcoming video. And we did mention doing some kind of commemorative, I don't know, artwork for Ladybug. We're not sure if it's going to be like a little pin or a little shirt or something, or a big shirt if you're a big person. I need a big shirt. But we want just something to have Ladybug's spirit, her presence on, that we can just look to and say, ah, yeah, there's Ladybug, remember Ladybug, and just remember her. So we're looking for an artist to do that work. I have a couple of ones in the fire right now. We haven't selected one yet. So if you're an artist who has an idea for how we could commemorate Ladybug, some kind of design, please contact me, aust@thisishomesteady.com. I'm not looking for free work. I always pay our artists who do all our artwork for all our clothing and everything. They get paid. So yeah, if you have an idea, I'd love to commission a piece. aust@thisishomesteady, email me. Let's go up into the field. I got some work to do before it gets hot. I want to show you what we're doing with the pigs, the sheep, and the cows up in the pasture. We have come a long way since we first moved here to PA, and even since, you know, what we did back in Connecticut. And I'm actually pretty proud of what I finally have figured out after years and years of trying here. So let's get up to the field. We now have our chickens out in our chicken tractor, the lambs out around the chicken tractors in the same paddock as them. We have our pigs, our coonies and our IPPs behind everybody, and in the front, leading the way, are the cows. We have like this armada of grass-fed animals just moving across our little prairie here. It's funny, I made a video a year or two ago called Why I Don't Farm Like Joel Salatin.
Get out of the water. I don't not like Joel Salatin. This video is not to hate on Joel Salatin. Let's move forward and just say, why don't I farm like him? And I have 3 reasons why we at this homestead don't farm like Joel Salatin.
Answering the question why we don't move around all our animals out on pasture every single day to fresh areas. And basically the point of that video was, you know, we're new to a lot of this and we're not sure how to do it right, and we're learning. And
the last reason that I don't farm like Joel Salatin has to do with Jedis. This.
It can't be Joel Salatin in a year or 2. It takes a long time. Well, we are starting to farm a lot more like Joel Salatin now. We have pretty much pigs, lambs, cows, chickens, all out on pasture. We're moving them very frequently. And I've only been able to get to this point because I've done it for years and I've made all the mistakes and I've figured out what works and what doesn't. This system right here, what we're doing is basically we have an alleyway coming from the barn for our dairy cows. Your dairy cows need an alley, which complicates rotational grazing. The things that like Greg Judy does with his meat cows, you can't do with cows that have to go back to the barn every day. That was one of the biggest hurdles I had in designing this system. But now I have a long alleyway which feeds the cows' paddock, which is in the front. The cows have their own section with an alley, always goes back to the barn. The perimeter fence is set up and we work off of the perimeter fence. And then to move the chickens, well, we have them in a chicken tractor, so they're really easy to move. The sheep we put in with the chicken tractors because sheep are very, they're not hard on stuff like pigs or cows. If I put the pigs or cows in with the chicken tractors, I don't think, they'd probably be scratching up against them and busting them, trying to get in to see if they could get the feed. The sheep are very gentle. Plus, they do a good job at eating a lot of the grass around the chicken tractors, which you don't want your chicken tractors in high grass. First thing I have to do this morning is move this chicken tractor. You can see the grass that I'm moving it in, it's already been munched on by cows and sheep. So it's very thin, which is really nice. For one, the chickens in here aren't gonna eat all the grass. They're gonna eat some of it, they're gonna eat some of the weeds, they're gonna eat some of the bugs, they're gonna scratch through the poops that are here from the cows and the sheep. But really thick, tall grass, especially in a hot summer heat, the chickens might get too hot. And plus moving a chicken tractor in a forest of grass is just not easy. This is very simple. I come here each morning, I throw this around my shoulder, we walk forward the length of the chicken tractor. See how easy that was? And if we look inside, the chicks have fresh grass, but they're not smothered in grass where they're gonna be getting too hot and exerting too much effort to get through it. Or even, which I learned the hard way on my last batch of chickens, where you're moving the chicken tractor and the grass is so tall, it's like a thick forest for them and they can't get through it fast enough as you move the tractor and you wind up running over chicks. That was a sad day. Sorry, chicks. This grass is really the perfect height, perfect amount for these chickens. You can see we've just moved them. They're having a lot of fun, going crazy, pecking at all the bugs and poop and fresh greens that they have here. But they can move through it very easily. And nobody's gonna get smothered in the hot heat. No one's gonna get stuck when I move the chicken tractor. Everybody is very happy. This is ideal situation for the chicks. The stocking rate that we have in here, we have about 30 chicks to a chicken tractor. That's a perfect amount for their feed. Their feed doesn't get emptied overnight, so they aren't going hungry, and their water is also not emptied. So I only have to do these guys, move them, feed them, water them once a day, which is fantastic. You'll notice the sheep are over in the corner there hiding from me behind the chicken tractors. It's nice having the sheep with the chicken tractors because for one, they have that place to hide. They also use it for shade. I even did something with the John Siskovich chicken tractor, which I don't know if John's ever done this before, if anyone else has ever done this, but it should be an added feature in his book on to why these chicken tractors are great. If you co-graze your meat birds with something like sheep, you automatically have a little shade structure for your sheep. Let me show you what I did. You'll see the tarp that usually goes all the way down on the side of the chicken tractors. I made mine very easy to remove. Instead of screwing it to the side, I have it, the washer or the ring of the tarp goes around a little bolt that comes out and it can slide off it very easily. So all I did was take a bungee to the tarp and connect it to the chicken tractor next to it. We have this perfect little shade area. You could even actually do it if you needed a bigger space. You could take both flaps from both chicken tractors and create this perfect little shade area for your sheep. I think sheep and Cornish cross or whatever your meat birds are, co-grazing is an awesome thing to do. Your sheep are going to need electric fence, which you can see on the perimeter here. We have an electric fence all the way around us. Right over here, I mean, we got an electric fence all the way around us. That's great because it's an added protection to the chicken tractors. There's hardware cloth all around these chicken tractors, so no raccoons are going to reach in and kill anything. But, you know, there are bears in Pennsylvania, and a bear walking by who might just get interested in your chicken tractor is first going to get shocked, and he's not going to be interested in your chicken tractor. Same with coyotes or foxes that might dig under. You know, they're very predator proof, the chicken tractors, but that's just an added layer of security that you already need when you have sheep. So I got this nice little paddock, the sheep, the chickens all working together, and they're all following the cows, so I have to set up a paddock for every day, a fresh paddock for, so they have fresh grass, and then they have their alley back to the barn. Now, one of the things I noticed that we were having a waste with the chicken tractor, I feed them, as I've talked about before, Nature's Way feeds, Agri-Naturals. Jordan makes an incredible feed. It's no corn, no soy, non-GMO, organic, just the best quality feed you can give your animals. Now, being the best comes at a cost. Nature's Way feed is not cheap by any means. It's quality, and you're going to pay for quality, just like you would for a Mercedes or you know, whatever, Lexus, or you pay for quality, right? When it comes to your food, I don't care about a quality fancy car. I'll go drive a Toyota any day. No diss to Toyotas. Anyway, the point is, I care much more about the quality of the feed that I'm feeding my family, or the feed I'm feeding my animals that feeds my family. And so I don't want to see the feed that I'm paying good money for go to waste. And so I noticed my chickens, each day moving them, there was some feed that they would toss out onto the ground and they would waste. And that's why I moved the pigs in behind the chickens. The pigs are walking around looking for yummies anyway. They're finding the chicken feed, the meat layer feed that is on the ground, and they're vacuuming that up. So I'm having zero waste. Nature's Way Feeds is not cheap. It's the best quality out there. That comes at a cost, but you can get a discount on it. If you use the coupon code AUS20, I'll have the link below to go to Jordan's website. And here's the thing. A lot of people have been interested in Jordan's feed, but the shipping is a killer. To ship her, she's in Ohio, and to ship to where I am is like $600. Guys, let me know, email me. We got to come up with some way to make this work for homesteaders. If there's a lot of homesteaders in an area who want Jordan's feed, Jordan's looking into ways to get it shipped, like get one truck for one Saturday to go there. So if you're interested in being like a pickup point, a farm that gets Jordan's feed there, corn-free, soy-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, just the best quality feed you can give your animals. If you want to be the pickup point, find a few other homesteaders or farmers in your area who want it too. Jordan can arrange to get a truck out to you guys. Everyone covers the cost of shipping, and we all get this amazing quality feed together. I want to do that for Western PA. So if you live in Western PA and you're interested in getting Nature's Way feeds, or if you're close enough to Western PA, West Virginia isn't far, Ohio, if you want to drive for a pickup day, let me know. Email me, Austin@thisishomesteady, comment below. I'd like to arrange a pickup day because I got to get a truck soon for more feed from Jordan, and I don't have to fill the truck, so I have a space for a couple pallets. If you'd like to get some of Jordan's feed, I'd be happy to have a pickup day where we get our truck, we all meet at a spot where we can unload the truck. You get your feed, I get mine. We all cover the cost of shipping. Everybody's happy, especially our animals who get the best quality feed they can get. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. If you're out there and you'd like to be a pickup point, let Jordan know, let myself know, I can let Jordan know. Jordan is Nature's Way Feeds. I'll have a link to contact Jordan somehow in the comments below if you'd be interested in being a pickup point for her. Now let's go check out what the pigs are doing as they vacuum up the feed. I'll show you how I move the fence line and how I water everybody. When I moved the chicken tractors, the sheep would run right away and start munching the chicken feed that the chickens had dropped. I don't want sheep eating chicken feed. They have very sensitive gut systems, and it's not really good for them to be doing that. With the pigs thoroughly distracted by the feed, I can now move the fence in front of them, which is a pig net fence, and none of them will try to escape. Gotta work fast. You can see the pigs are already diving in to the chick feed over there. The chick feed is a higher protein feed because it's a meat bird feed. It's okay for my pigs to eat it. There's nothing the pigs shouldn't have that is in the chick feed. So they're helping me use the most of all my feed. And this fencing here, the pig fencing, is keeping the sheep from eating a bunch of grain, which they shouldn't be getting a bunch of grain. It's okay if they're getting a little bit, but I don't want them eating a bunch of the chicken feed. You can see how much feed here the chicks knocked out, and that would be wasted. That's all good feed. Here comes my pig, already looking around the ground for little yummies, and he's getting all this feed. Oh, you guys are fighting. Now that I've got the fence moved, the pigs fed, the chicks fed, it's time to do water. And let me show you how my water system works. It's really cool. Right now our water system is completely gravity fed by that tank up on the hill there. It's a big IBC tote. IBC totes are nice because they already come on a frame that works with pallet forks. So if you have like a tractor or something, a pair of forks that you can use to move stuff around the homestead, big tank of water, 300 gallons, already with a cage on it that you can put your forks in and move it around. Works really good. If you put it up high on a hill or on a knob and just run hoses from a hose adapter for an IBC tote, if I can find a link to one on Amazon, I'll put a link below. Those hose adapters, you screw them onto the IBC tote and then you screw your hose on, open up the valve, you got 300 gallons of water. The water in the tank, yeah, sometimes it heats up at the end of the day, but what I've seen is because it cools down at night, I feed it into a big, you can see for the pigs, they get like a big garbage can that I put some pig nipples in. So that big volume fills up in the morning with cool water. They then go and make themselves a wallow, which they bathe in, they get all muddy in, and it works for them all day. I have a little giant waterer in my pig water container, so I can let that fill on its own without paying attention. It's a shut-off float valve. Automatic shut-off valve. When it fills up, it shuts the water off for me.
These are gravity feed nipples. Make sure if you're gonna do this setup, you don't buy the nipples that need pressure. These are for gravity. The pigs come over, they pinch that, and it lets water out so they can drink. This thing gets full to the top. I also fill the chicken waterers. I have a Y on the hose coming from that IBC tote with another hose that comes out, and you're gonna see in a minute, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fill each of the chicken waterers. For chicken waterers, I've started using 5-gallon buckets with those drinker cups. One of our viewers on Instagram, Charades of Gray, she suggested we use those drinker cups. I was looking for a way to give chickens a really good gulp of water throughout the heat of the summer day. We used to use chicken nipples, but they just don't give them enough water, and we've had deaths in the summer heat. The last batch of meat birds we did had some really hot days they lived through. They always had a big gulp drink of water. I didn't have any deaths from summer heat out on pasture. None. That was awesome. So those drinker cups are very easy to install. You don't have to glue the joints. You don't have to put any kind of no drip. You just drill a hole, screw them in. I'll have a link below to those drinker cups. They're working great. Once in a while, one of them won't fill with water. They're not like the most heavy duty plastic material, so eventually one will break, but you can get a pack of 6 or 7 of them for like 30 bucks, so they're not that expensive to replace, and so far I haven't had any break. I'm gonna keep using them and keep trying them, but they're the best solution I have found so far for summer water inside of a chicken tractor. Because inside of a chicken tractor, I want my waters hanging, so when I lift up the tractor and move everything, I don't have to go inside and move a bucket of water. That is stupid. You could put a bell waterer on a little shelf. I've seen a lot of people do that, but I have a very uneven field here, and a bell waterer, if it's tipping a little bit, the water drains out. Hanging waterers will self-level, and the drinker cups fill up without even having to be poked. They automatically fill up like 75%. It's working really good. The only thing I wish is they were made from a heavier duty plastic, maybe a bit more durable. And I gotta find a better quality 5-gallon bucket, because the ones I'm using right now from Tractor Supply, they're very flimsy. But I'm not letting perfect be the enemy of the good. It's working really good right now, and I'm having 0 chicken deaths from summer heat, and that's huge. So let's go fill the chicken waterers. I just stick the hose in here, let it fill up. Usually I do this while I'm doing other chores. So I put the water in, it starts to fill, I go and do some other stuff. Then when I hear the water start to overflow, I grab it and I go to the next one and I go to the next one. There are a lot of ways this water system could be improved. I could have shut-off valves in all my buckets like the Farmer Brad buckets have, which are really great. I could have multiple hoses with Ys at the right length, so I would have a feed for everything. It's just one of those things, as time goes by, I'll improve little pieces, little bits and bobs. I'll see what's working and what's not. Nothing is ever done. It's always being improved on. Okay, that one's full, we'll go to the next one. Because it's a gravity feed water system right now, it's very slow. So make sure if you do something similar, make sure you have chores to do while your water is filling. Don't wait to do the water last and then you're standing around watching a water fill up by gravity. With this, I can fill one while I'm feeding, doing the feed. As soon as I'm done with the feed, usually that bucket's pretty full, I go around, I move the water to the next tractor, I go inside, do the feed, and I keep that up, do each one of them. Works really, really well. And that's how we do the water for the chicks. For the lambs, I just have another hose off of a Y adapter that goes to a cane water. I'll show you the cane automatic water over here. This cane automatic water has a float valve in it that shuts off when it's full, and lambs can use that water. They're very easy on it. I wouldn't use that water with pigs. They'd flip it over in a second and it'd be empty and draining all your water. But lambs are very gentle, so it works good with lambs. I also have used it with cows screwed to a bigger wooden board. I do the same if you were using it for goats, because they're likely to mess with it. I've mentioned like 1,000 things that I'm using here, and I'll have links below to everything. We have over the years tried so many different ways to do this, to get animals out on pasture. And it requires a lot of different equipment, and I find the biggest thing it requires is some ingenuity and not being afraid to fail like 8 times before you get it right. As far as the fencing goes, we have a mishmash of just some step-in posts and the electric twine for our perimeter. Sun's coming up, it's getting hot. For the pigs and sheep, movable fencing that we're moving them in, we have Gallagher Smart Fencing, which is really easy to move as you lengthen something, as opposed to the netting, which is hard to lengthen or move. The Gallagher Smart Fencing works really well for my movable perimeter for pigs and sheep. And then to divide them, I have some pig netting, which works well for a divider between the sheep and the pigs. It's a big mishmash, but it works really good, and I only know how to do all this because for the last 6 years I've been trying to do this, and every year getting frustrating and failed and tried one new thing, and eventually it all just clicked. And that's when you can start farming like Joel Salatin, when it all clicks. And I can hear my water over there is overflowing, so I gotta go fix that. Well, I am just about done for the morning. I've got pretty much everybody moved. The last thing I have to do is give the cows some fresh area, which is simple as just reeling up one reel, bumping it forward as far as I need for them, and we're done. There are probably 30 more ways this whole system can improve. And you're gonna comment below with a bunch of ideas. You always do, and there's always some good ones that I wind up using from the comments section. I think the takeaway here is no homesteading system is ever perfect. Neither is any grammar on Homesteady. No homesteading system is ever perfect. So it's always going to be improving. Here's the best idea I've got so far. Take from it what you will, correct what you will, and in a year it'll be even better. Don't forget, ladybug stories need to get into us. us@thisishomesteady.com as soon as possible. And if you want to check out Nature's Way feeds, become one of those drop ship points for a lot of people to get feed. Also have a link below on how to contact Jordan if you want to become one of those drop points for Nature's Way feed. And hopefully we can get more homesteads feeding their animals that quality feed, because it's incredible stuff. And Jordan's just a small kind of mom and pop feed shop. She's a feed nerd who loves making animals the best quality feed she can. And I think the Homesteady community could help her grow while she helps our animals grow. And it would be a win-win for everybody. So we'll see you in the next video. Let me just, how's this? Oh, yeah, now, ready? Ow! Gonna hurt somebody with that.